Welcome to Fort Worth, Texas, y'all. Today we're at the Texas Civil War Museum. What is going on, y'all? Welcome to the channel. My name is Nick. I'm your host. Today we're in Fort Worth, Texas, like I said, touring for one of the last times because it's closing October 31st, sadly. We're touring the Texas Civil War Museum, the largest Civil War museum west of the Mississippi. And holy cow, I had to look at this. It's really sad they're closing. Every single spot in the parking lot is gone. I had to park at this oil company next door. I really hope I don't get towed, but man, it is good to see the parking lot slammed. We're gonna go inside, tour the entire thing. What I find really cool is apparently they have like the right side's the Union, the left side's the Confederates. There's also some really amazing artifacts I'm looking forward to checking out, but either way, hope you all enjoy. We're in for a good one. You know I love my history, so. I've been to Gettysburg, have a bunch of Gettysburg videos on the channel, and now we're here, Texas Civil War Museum. Let's go. As of the making of this video, it should be out next week. It's October 19th, so this place has another 2.5 weeks till it's closed forever. It's privately owned by a couple. Everything in there they own, and I don't know why they're closing. Maybe they just want to retire and call it a day, but I hope I can get a ticket. I did not expect it to be this slammed. But oh my gosh, this is gonna be cool. Now before we get started on the tour, I want to give a huge shout out, big thanks to my friend Brian, who has a channel, Bigger Red, on YouTube. He messaged me on Facebook and said, hey man, sorry about that. Messaged me on Facebook and said, hey man, this museum's closing in 2 weeks. If you want to go tour it, go do it now. I would have never known, and I would have totally missed it, which I would have been so mad. So big shout out. Thank you, Brian. Big Red. Awesome stuff. Thanks, man. I'm here today because of you. Let's go tour. Ticket's only $12. Got this little pamphlet. All right, so on the right side, we have the Confederates. On the left is the Union. I guess since we're in the South, we'll start with the Confederate side first. Just to give an idea before we get started, obviously all the green is the Confederates, southern states. I'm originally from right about there, Pennsylvania, 2 hours north of Philly. So, like I said, if you're watching this, I do have like 6 Gettysburg videos on my channel. Go back and check them out when we're done here, but pretty sure these photos are from Gettysburg. Oh, look at the number of people in the North, 19 million compared to the 12 million. And then almost 4 million of that were slaves. Wow, these are all Bibles. How tiny. They actually use this to shave too. And I think that's cool is these leather brogans, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Basically shoes. And all the belts. If you ever see Civil War movies like the one Gettysburg, famous Civil War movie, really well done, but I've noticed that the Union Army would always have like the metal canteens for water, and the Confederates never had those, and it's because there was a shortage of metal in the South, so Confederates would have canteens made out of wood. Whoa. Large Confederate fighting knife. Oh my gosh, it's like a machete almost. Oh, and look at this. This is so cool. A hand-carved pipe. Looks like an alligator on it. Wow. I do like that they have some photos too. You can get an idea of how these guys looked. Their knives. Get into some clothing section, which is really cool. It's amazing that this couple who owns the museum has they own all this private collection. Soldier's blanket. Wow, carried by Private Lucan Fortner. Texas Infantry. And it's amazing they have the names too. Trousers worn by Sergeant John J. 2, North Carolina Regiment. Oh my gosh, and the socks, hand-woven cotton socks. North Carolina Regiment. Oh, it's the same guy. So look at that. He's got his socks and the trousers. It's amazing that they keep, like, this stuff has been kept all this time. Confederate shirt traded to a Union soldier. On the jacket and the coat. Oh, the hat too. Now I did find out that once the museum closes, everything in here will be shipped up to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, out of all places. I guess they have a storage place up there, more museums, but anyway, all this stuff is going to Gettysburg. You know when they say in the movies, fix bayonets? There you go. Look how young these guys are. Guarantee a majority are all younger than me. These are all the Confederate rifles. Muskets, I should say. Confederate overcoat. I like the little hats too. Confederate swords. Officer's sword, field officer's sword.
Check out this old overcoat.
Wow. Look at all the old rust on it too. Old revolvers, wow. Wow, 54 caliber.
Oh yeah,
Single shot pistol.
probably has some kind of thing.
Wow, look at this old shaving razor in the box to go with it. Combs, boots, and spurs. Some more spurs, as well as a blanket and saddle. When I was up in Gettysburg, I remember seeing a couple of these. Saddle. Civil War period plate and eating utensils. Wow. So the same guy who had the combs, who had the boots and the spurs down here, also has, wow, sword, belt, revolver, holster. Wow. I thought this was a child's uniform and I had to come over and look. The early Confederate, early on in the war between the states, romantic notions of glorious victories filled the minds of men going off to war. Little boy's outfit. North Carolina, 4 years old. Oh man, I know the glare sucks on this. Some guy's he still has his little boots. Some more coats. So this next coat was worn by this guy, Major General Robert F. Hoke. Look how thin, holy cow. His hat. All objects in this case were used by Brigadier General Gabriel C. Worth. Let's see. Wow. Coat, haversack. Look at this. They even have his razor, shaving razor. Oh, and there's his dice. The hat is made of oilcloth. It's a rain hat, that's cool.
Great-great-grandfather was under Ian Hood's brigade.
was waiting to see something about him. General Longstreet. One of the generals at Gettysburg. This is his smoking hat. That's so cool. In the movie Gettysburg, he's definitely smoking a lot of cigars, so that's pretty cool. He has a smoking hat. Robert E. Lee. Stonewall Jackson, everybody knows. There's Longstreet. The most prized possession, that'll be coming up a little later once we make our way down the Union side, by Lieutenant General U.S. Grant's coat. Stay tuned for that one. I'm gonna go down this middle section now. So I still think this is still the Confederate side. This is the Union side. So we'll go down the Confederate side and then we'll start back at the front and go down the Union line. I'm trying to keep this in order. It's definitely busy here today. Wow, look at these old Confederate bullets. This bottom one doesn't even look like a bullet at all. I have no idea what it even is. I've seen them doing this so many times in battle shows or movies. They melt the lead in here. It could be poured into mold and cartridges in the field. The real life thing. Wow, look at this this rifle. This is wow, this is like an actual sword. There, it focuses. This is the actual sword placed. This is a hand grenade, Confederate 1-pound hand grenade. Now you have to wonder, one does wonder, all these guns that are placed in here, like how many people, how many lives were lost at the hands of these weapons? Just, you would never know, but it's crazy to think about. All right, moving on to the Union side in no particular order. I had to stop here because of all the instruments. I am a musician myself. My brother would enjoy these since he's a drummer. These were all instruments used by the Union Army. Drum major's baton, right there, that red one. Of course, the trumpets you would always hear. A fife. A couple fifes. Wow, look at this guy. You have to wonder too how many soldiers lost their lives, got, you know, blown up or shot just walking, playing these instruments. Let's look at some of the drums. There's a hole in the snare, skin right there. Oh, that's so cool. Old drumsticks too. Wow. It's huge. Sax horns. Oh my gosh. I mean, this alone, these instruments, this is a collection in itself. All right, now we'll go back to the front. Start front to back on the Union side. Original 1852, first edition of Uncle Tom's Cabin. Wow. Has anyone out there read this? If you did, let me know in the comments. These are cool. 1860 Colt revolvers given to Major General Nathaniel P. Banks by Samuel Colt himself in 1861. General Banks himself and his hat. So I wonder if there was something on the hat right there where that hole is. If it was like something metal they put on there, or if that was a bullet hole. I don't know. I'm not gonna go through all these stats because it's a little much for how busy it is in here today, but if you want to pause and read through these, feel free, because some of this stuff is really cool. I spotted this, where was it? Gold in 1861 was $259. Compared to 1865, it was $60 to $70. Wow. So if you want to pause and read, there's the top. There's the bottom. And the dress sword is the gold one. The field sword is the silver. Honest Abe. This is cool right here. It talks about Gettysburg. 175,000 men slugged it out in a small southern Pennsylvania town called Gettysburg. And there's our full-blown Gettysburg address. In my Gettysburg series, I went to, not the exact spot, but the area where Lincoln made the Gettysburg address. That was really cool to see. Hope to go back there someday. Providing footwear to soldiers in the armies, both North and South, was very difficult. I didn't know that. I can only imagine though. Half of the Confederates, you know, were walking barefoot. These are a pair of Union Army shoes. And next to it's really old playing cards. Playing cards and pocket knives. Soldier carved bullets. How old these guys are. Eating plates and utensils were made of tin. Drinking cup. Wow, a little mirror and a cone too. A model 1858 canteen with brown wool covers. Man, I don't know why. I enjoy looking at the canteens, because you know, soldiers in the field carry these and you just never know where they've been. Just like the Confederate side, the Union side has Bibles too. Hymn book. Some knives. Box style knapsacks are frequently used in the war. And here's one, what it would look like. It's a wool blanket used by Private CN Hall Company and Company D192, New York, if I can read. I'm trying to film and see wherever the camera's facing, and also like look on the side and read. It's kind of, you know, fun. But Union soldier. Oh, some more trousers. Union soldiers, these jackets do not look much different than the Confederates. Just a darker color, you know, they got like the navy blue. This hat's cool. Hardy style hat. New York Regiment hat. Just some sergeant's trousers. Worn by William W. Hendrick, Vermont Regiment. What I like is these, like, gosh, look at the rips and the tears that are still there. And, you know, I always like to see, like, stains that never came out of the clothes. Overcoat worn by private in the Ohio Regiment. Actually, you know what? The Confederates overcoat looked a little better shape anyway. Oh, and some more socks. Let's go with the shirt. It's amazing all the clothes that they have. I can't even imagine how much they paid for them, but how much this stuff is worth today. Like I said before, this is a couple who owns this. It's all private collection that they've acquired over the years. Simply amazing. Still a shame that this place is closing, but also really cool. Like I said, it's all going up to Gettysburg. All these have bayonets. So, of course, in the North, U.S. government purchased revolvers for officers and cavalry. More Colt models. Typical pair of officers' boots. It's cool how they have a lot of the same stuff like on both sides, but you could see, you know, the slight differences between what the Confederates had versus the Union Army. We saw one of these on the Confederate side. We do not see this, a chess set though. Look how tiny those pieces are. Wow, that's some old chess set. I just love the old photos. This one's really cool. Union saddle. So me being from Pennsylvania, I've been trying to find something that's from a Pennsylvania regiment, but I'm not seeing any so far. Like, this is New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Michigan, Wisconsin. No Pennsylvania yet, though. That's a sword. That is a sword. Holy cow, look at these gloves. Called gauntlets. I never knew that. When I make these videos, people assume I know everything, but I, you know, and then they bash me in the comments, which whatever. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I really don't care. I try to learn as I go along. Those are really cool though. Okay, this might be the coolest suit so far in here. Ulysses S. Grant suits coming up, but this one's Major General Benjamin Franklin Butler. I've heard of him. Look at this. This is his hat. And the whole suit and the boots. Wow. He was a big dude, even for back then. You know, these are his riding boots. Look at his jacket. Once again, I apologize for the glare. It's just what you get when you do a museum video, but that is so cool. And the hat, the jacket, and the boots. And there he is right there. Actually, that, oh my gosh. Pretty sure that looks like the exact jacket. Right there and right here. How cool is that? That's something. Okay, we're making it to what I've been waiting to see. One of the main reasons I wanted to come here to see Ulysses S. Grant's jacket that he wore during the meeting with Lee that would end the Civil War. It's coming up right here. And here it is, Ulysses S. Grant's, Lieutenant General U.S. Grant. This is the coat. And I confirmed right down here. They believe this one survived because this was the one General Grant wore to meet Robert E. Lee as Lee surrendered. That's so cool. And as they say, this is probably the most prized possession in the museum. That is something. And what else is really cool, this is still a cigar. Why would they keep this? I have no idea. But Ulysses S. Grant apparently smoked like 10 cigars a day. He actually died from either mouth cancer or throat cancer from smoking them, but yeah. Major General Daniel Sickles. If you know the story of Gettysburg, you may have heard of him. He was at Gettysburg. He was also shot in the leg. Actually, when I have a whole video on that location and the story of Dan Sickles, and how he pretty much messed up and caused not so good things to happen on the second day of battle in Gettysburg, but this is his right here. But yeah, he was shot in the leg and had to be amputated. So, by the Peach Orchard in Gettysburg. What else they got in here? Oh, these gold glasses. Seeing that jacket alone was worth this trip. So cool. All right, we're moving to the back part of the museum. It's funny because like as my brother and I get older, everyone says, especially just how my brother is, he looks like Ulysses S. Grant. He looks like him. He smokes cigars. So I'll have to throw a photo in right now and just show you. Let me know what you think. Does my brother Michael resemble a Ulysses S. Grant? Looks like they have some flags in this section. Civil War flag poles and tassels. Wow, it just keeps going. Dress uniform. So as I make my way through the second part of the museum, it looks like it's kind of just more of the same. More guns, swords, suits. Gonna look around and see if there's anything that particularly sparks my interest. Oh, check it out, I found a Pennsylvania guy. Corporal Robert C. Blair, 16th Pennsylvania Cavalry. And what's really cool about this is there he is in that coat. Here it is, same exact one. Pennsylvania guy. A bugle. No, not like the chips, the bugles. New York Cavalry. Man, whatever guy was wearing this, he was ready for battle. Found another Pennsylvania, 4th Pennsylvania Cavalry. Lieutenant Maurice Layden. Like I said, I love anything that gives like a photo of someone actually in it. And then the jacket right next to it. How cool. That's what I'm talking about. Like, look how young these guys are. Eli H. Murray. He looks like he's probably 21 years old and he's a colonel already. This is his outfit. You have to wonder, like, whatever happened to these guys. I was also looking for Texas stuff, obviously. I live in Texas now, but check this out. Lieutenant Colonel John G. Walker, 8th Texas Cavalry. Terry's Texas Rangers. You know, it's funny. As soon as I looked over at this, over here, I was like, yep, there's some Texas stuff. And then you just like tell by the hat and, you know, the stars. Boot knife, wow. Colt Army revolver.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Dissection kit, wow. Remember in Gettysburg, I toured one of the museums and it gave like, it showed us a surgeon's kit that was used during the Battle of Gettysburg, and it's just mind-blowing what these guys had to go through. Oh, and check it out. This guy had to have both of his arms amputated. Another one too. So sad. Oh, for removing lead from gunshot wounds. Cannot imagine how much that must have heard. Oh, a medicine bottle. Wow. See, I like this stuff. This stuff's really cool. Some of this stuff looks, to me, is even better than like the guns and the swords. I love the clothing. I always like clothing stuff, but some of this stuff, for how creepy it is really cool. Amputee's combination knife and fork. Ouch. Wow. Oh, here we go. I was just talking about Gettysburg. Amputation kit used by Surgeon J.W. Tuttle, 29th Illinois. And there's the saw. So like, okay, in reality, how many legs do you think that amputation saw went through? Gosh, surgeon needles. Man. It's just like Captain Hook, and except in real life, you know, if their arms were amputated, they would put this on.
Regulation hospital flag. That's cool.
Captain Gold's bloodstained hospital pillowcase. Wow.
Bloodstained hospital pillowcase. Let's see how they're.
The bloodstains never come out. Oh, and here he is. Post-war photograph of Captain Charles Gold. Ouch. Like, it's amazing somebody would keep this, and it's lasted all these years later. They have some cool stuff over here. A leg splint used to stabilize broken bones below the knee. Ankle splint, clavicle splint for broken collarbones, elbow splint. Okay, moving on. This they weren't kidding when they said the largest Civil War museum west of the Mississippi. Old Confederate, second national pattern Confederate flag. They have their own Navy section too. Look at the sailors. My grandfather, my mom's dad, was in the Navy. I never got to meet him. He died before I was born, but I recently saw some photos of him in his Navy attire. Cool stuff. Wow. Imagine getting hit with these things. I always find the old pipes fascinating, but look at that thing.
That thing?
Wow. Made it to the artillery section. Once again, not replicas. These are all original. Seeing a crack in that one. Rifle gun. Wow. See, when I've gone to places, obviously like Gettysburg battlefields, or I have one of my first videos I made, where was I? Valley Forge in Pennsylvania. We used to live like 20 minutes from Valley Forge. It was one of our favorite parks, but when you go and walk the battlefields, they have these, but they're all just, you know, remade stuff. All this stuff is original. Imagine what came out of here at one time. Wow. That's very impressive. I was wondering if I was going to see one of these, a powder horn. Oh, look at that, Texas. It's by Sergeant Henry Edwards of the 1st Texas Heavy Artillery. I've seen a lot of these red hats in Civil War movies, usually from the Confederates. Yeah, see, Confederate short jacket, hat.
No, you're not really. The average man.
I don't know, kind of like the red. Oh, the trousers with the red stripe too. Man, I'm gonna have to, as soon as we get done with Halloween and October, I always, you know, I spend the entire month of October watching scary Halloween horror movies, but as soon as I'm done with that, I'm gonna have to watch that Gettysburg movie again. Charlie Sheen's dad, Martin Sheen, plays Robert E. Lee. Such a good movie. Jeff Daniels is in it. Sam Elliott's in it. Forget the dude. Gosh, the dude from Major League who plays General Longstreet. He's awesome. Forget his name, but such a good movie. These are called short swords. Foot artilleryman short sword. Piano purchased by Jefferson Davis for his niece. 1860. Somehow this museum has the piano. Wow. The keys. Like not even flat. Oh, the Jeff Davis Grand March. That's so cool. Can't believe they have this piano here.
I know, I've done that.
It's like you have to, where do these people find these things? And the amount of money they must cost too. Textiles for Texas soldiers. Wow. Best. Okay, that's so funny. Alabama soldiers, all I ask of you is to keep up with the Texans. Robert E. Lee. That is funny. Wow, this is really cool. Gosh. Oh, and this is the colored regimen. You can see. Pretty sure we have some women's dresses coming up. Because the wife who owns this, I had read that she was a big fan of all the dresses from that time and she collected them. I think they're coming up down this way. The arrival of the Texas Brigade, Battle of Wilderness, Virginia, May 6, 1864. Oh, look at this replica. It's a Texas flag. Oh, wow. Yeah, coming up is her collection. All the period 1860, 1860, 1870 coming up, all the period clothing for women. Even little ladies. Wow, and dolls too. Gosh, China dolls. Bet you they're worth a pretty penny today. Wedding ensemble. So this is from 1865. Wow. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. I cannot believe how large this museum is. My word. Wow. Look at that umbrella too. Holy cow. Cannot believe. Oh my gosh, and a woman who's pregnant, maternity dress. We made our way to the gift shop. Obviously there's not much left because there's only 2 weeks left, but it's sad. I'm really glad I came to see this though. My word, in the gift shop they sell actual bullets. Authentic 58 caliber bullets received at Winchester, Virginia. Check that out. These are actual bullets they sell for 92 cents. Wow. And just like that, we're done. Oh my word, that was so much fun. I'm like so happy, sad. Like I'm so happy I got to see that finally. This has been on my list for a long time. And and it's going away in 2 weeks. Man, this was so much fun. I hope you all enjoyed. If you like this type of content, like I said, I got Gettysburg videos, Revolutionary War videos, more even coming up soon. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you in the next one.